So in today's video, we're going to talk about Avengers Doomsday. What is Doctor Doom's actual plan? Because although they've been building this absolute huge outside set piece with what looks like X-Men Sentinels, we have what looks like could be part of the X-Mansion, what looks like could be incursions, some spaceship crashing. A lot of information is out there, and a lot of people are overcomplicating what is actually going on. And what is RDJ's, Doctor Doom's, Iron Man's actual overarching plan, and how is he going to go about it? So, if you're new, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, let me know what is the actual plan down below. Very interested, because although the plan is very simple, I see a lot of TikToks and reels of people overarching and overreaching into how complex this basic movie potentially really is. So, also, it looks like Spider-Man A Brand New Day could be getting delayed to 2027. Alex Perez, who is very credible when it comes to actual knowing real information, has hinted at it. It would make sense because I still don't believe we can have a Spider-Man movie inside a multiversal arc saga without it being multiversal based. So, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beauty face behind the beauty voice. Check us out on TikTok, WWarstu. Get it, stop posting there very, very soon. And also, check us out on Twitter. I know no one uses Twitter because it's so lame, but WarstuG over there. So, what is Doctor Doom actually doing? So, we know his overarching goal is going to be to try and become the master of the multiverse, to prevent and explore and find out what is actually going on with these incursions, to save the multiverse from collapsing. But he already knows that is literally impossible. Now, even though the director of the Fantastic Four has said, yo, Doctor Doom does not appear in my movie, the Thunderbolts post-credit scene had nothing to do with the director for Thunderbolts. So, the post-credit scene was recently shot, and it's got nothing to do with him. So we know Doom has a post-credit scene in the Fantastic Four involving Franklin Richards and Sue Storm. So, Doom is going to view himself as the protector, the savior, almost like Thanos. But the Russo bros said only Robert Downey Jr. can do it. Why? Not because he's the greatest actor. Yeah, I get it. He won Best Supporting Actor for Oppenheimer. But Cillian Murphy, one of the best actors to ever grace Hollywood, he should be the final boss, the actual real Doom, hopefully. So, in Doom's pursuit, his desire to save the multiverse, how is he going to achieve this? Where we are literally seeing it. He's going to get other Marvel characters to do his work for him because he looks like Robert Downey Jr. He looks like Iron Man. So they're going to think he's the good guy, but really he's the bad guy behind everything. So in order to achieve this, he's going to have to manipulate events, manipulate individuals, and sometimes even resort to violence to ensure a stable multiverse. But we all know there's a movie coming out called Avengers Secret Wars. So whatever he's going to have to try and do, it's not going to work. The multiverse is going to have to break, and there will have to be some new battle world, if you like. So this is where we get to the stories out there about how Doom is essentially going to use the Sentinels to fight the X-Men and the Avengers to fight the X-Men. He's going to get a lot of our characters because there's not really many beloved Marvel characters left now. He's going to get them all to fight each other. We already know that. So when we get information coming out saying, yo, Doctor Doom reportedly used the Sentinels to fight the X-Men in Avengers Doomsday, this is old information. But you've got to put all these little puzzles together, right? It's a Marvel fan's dream for the X-Men to fight the Avengers, so on and so forth. So there's going to be a lot of that happening. A lot of that happening. We already know Magneto's in this movie, so is Professor X. So is Warstu, so on and so forth. They haven't revealed the whole cast, but that's not really relevant. But we know in order to kind of take control of the multiverse, he's going to have to get to Loki. God, Atlantis Loki, or whatever you want to call him, right? He's going to have to get to him. So whilst the Avengers and X-Men are fighting each other, he's going to be trying to get to the TVA. We know the TVA is going to be a big part of this movie. Tom Hiddleston, one of Marvel's beloved characters, one of the few beloved characters there, he's going to have to go after Loki. Now, this does not mean Loki's going to die. I've already gone over why I think Thor's going to die, saving Loki this time round. It's going to be a cute emotional scene when they're reunited. I really think that's going to happen. But I think Thor is going to die saving Loki. They're not going to kill Loki off twice. So Doctor Doom's going to have to consume the power that Loki has. Or use Loki because, you know, he's got the face of RDJ Iron Man. So they understand Iron Man's dead. But there are some characters in this multiverse who understand there are variances and there's a thing out there called the multiverse, right? Dr. Stephen Strange understands this. He really does. So we know we're going to get like a version of Captain America, Chris Evans, Hydra, and all these kind of evil variances. In theory. So this movie will be an X-Men's dream. It really will. And the characters like Monica Rambeau from the Marvel's post-credit scene, who is in that universe where we had Beast, and we had Binary, so on and so forth. But the way that Marvel's probably going to portray this, because let's be honest, most of the casual fans don't care for this kind of stuff, is Deadpool's universe, Wolverine's universe, the universe where Maria Rambeau kind of went to in that post-credit scene. That's actually going to make a lot of sense when we get around to this. Is there probably is just going to be one X-Men universe. And we know the universe where the Fantastic Four from is probably going to be a different universe. They've already basically confirmed that on leaks. But where does Doctor Doom fit into this puzzle? What universe is he from? Well, we don't know. Just because it appears like he's going to appear in a post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four, information's out there. Marvel doesn't really do public test screenings, right? And ticket sales have literally gone on sale today, and apparently they are crashing some websites. I don't know why you'd pre-book your tickets, lads. I've always watched most movies I've wanted to watch opening day without pre-booking tickets, but whatever you're allowed to want to do. So Marvel knows if they stick Doctor Doom in a post-credit scene, even though it appears and looks like we're not even going to get to see if it is Robert Downey Jr. It's just going to be some silhouette with Doctor Doom, right? And then we get information coming out. They are filming at Windsor Castle. And this is what makes me laugh, because I know people don't do their own research. So what could they be filming at Windsor Castle? If you are from any country, you should know that a royal property, you are not allowed to shoot there unless you get special privileges. So obviously Marvel's requested to film there, but the public are not allowed to film there. It blows my mind how people can't do a tiny bit of actual research. So they're not allowed to film there. So according to the internet, this is going to be Magneto's castle, but it could be Latveria, could actually be the X mansion, could be literally anything. But people seem to think it's going to be Magneto's mansion, which is cool. So we're going to have in this kind of Doomsday movie that we're going to have an X mansion with Professor X, you know, like the school for X-Men. Magneto's going to have his own kind of sanctuary. Does sound pretty damn cool. So Dr. Doom is going to be manipulating the Avengers and X-Men to fight each other to do his dirty work, also while charging, but he ain't going to be able to charge the TVA by himself. As powerful and as clever as he is, he's going to have some minions. So I believe this is where potentially like a multiverse variation of Black Widow, of Scarlet Witch, of Warstu could all come into fruition, because he ain't going to charge and try to go to Loki by himself, although he is very powerful. Is this a leak? I don't know. I like to put the word leaks in title, but I don't really think this is a leak, because most of this information in this video isn't even new. Magneto having his own mansion or place or, you know, paradise, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But it is interesting how I personally think there hasn't really been any real Marvel news for the longest time ever. I just almost feel like a lot of people regurgitate the same thing, but they put a different narrative on it, realistically. We know Loki's going to be very important. We know every character that is officially revealed will somewhat be important. Loki is going to have to be a key figure because our whole season 1, season 2 of the Loki show. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this Avengers versus X-Men opening scene actually does take place. We know they are building sets in various locations around London. We have the Sentinel things, the statue things. Maybe the statues is some kind of good grace towards, like, you know, sacred people in this timeline, because we don't really know what is going on. This is why I find it fascinating when people come out on like TikTok and YouTube Reels and all platforms saying they know exactly what's going on, because no one knows anything. Just because a scooper comes out and says, yo, Magneto's mansion is going to be filmed at Windsor Castle. Oh, right. Because who told you? Like, I don't like to go against what these so-called insiders are saying, but really for months, it's just been guesswork. And like I've said, they are filming this huge ass set outside, and not one single actor has been seen outside of an AI made up kind of video clip. Fascinates me, lads. does fascinate me. So, let me know. I'm not claiming to know what's going on in this movie, but we know it's going to end with the multiverse collapsing and Battleworld having to be performed. Everyone knows that. That doesn't make you an insider. It's literally called Avengers Secret Wars, and that's loosely based on Battleworld. So we know we're predominantly going to have to get there. And if they are going to delay Spider-Man 4, it would make sense if that took place in like a Spider-Man universe on Battleworld. Hence why the concept art leak said. So let me know what you think down below, lads. And like always, I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.